Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How was your day? Thank you for joining.
It is Thors Toye.
It's not a yes. Thursday.
Thors, yeah.
Thursday.
It's all right.
The Thurs and the yay.
Innocent, you can see. Thors, yeah.
So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you. Today is trending issues, trending news, okay?
Yes.
So we're going to be discussing one or two or three or four issues. Could you please touch the button small? The more the merrier.
Yes, touch that button small.
Touch that button small. Touch the button small.
We have lined up interesting stories for today.
Yes, sir. So, Innocent, how was your day? During the week.
During the week.
Yeah.
Okay. Innocent say Thursday.
Thursday. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Even Sunday.
Sunday. It's all right.
Before it was just Friday, but I think every day should be a merry day, very happy a year. Every day should be a year. Okay? All right.
Well,
let's just hold on for more people to join and then we can start.
Yes.
Let's hold on.
Okay, Priscilla, thanks. Good morning. Priscilla say good morning. Okay, good morning, Priscilla.
Priscilla. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, depending on where you're joining us from.
Yes, so. Cynthia Ebony, good evening. How are you? Oh, it's a good evening, beautiful couple. Thank you. Okay, I think we should just start.
Okay.
Let's just start.
Innocent said you can't wait to hear this gist. Cynthia, how are you? How are you feeling now? Much better? Good to see you.
Yes, so.
Okay. All right. You know that ordinarily, if something does not come out on social media, I mean, it's the people's business. But once it comes out to social media, I mean,
it is everybody's business.
It is everybody's business. And people will most likely have varied opinions.
Oh, Ndubisi Opano, thanks for joining.
Hey, it's been a while. Good to see you.
Yes.
Okay, so we were going through the news and we saw where Very Dark Man was talking about Jeremiah Omoto Fufeyi. I hope I pronounced the name well. Omoto Fufeyi. Okay. So he was saying that, in fact, when we saw the news, we just had a very good laugh because it was interesting. He said Prophet Jeremiah was selling all kinds of water, Jerusalem water, miracle water, clinical water,
healing water,
and that the one that really, really touched him or got to him, a very dark man, was that Prophet Jeremiah was also selling miracle soap and even conception water for women that wanted to take in.
Conceive.
That one, I think he sells for 10K. So he was saying, if God has given you gifts, why do you need to charge someone for them? And then, okay, that he was going to drag him to NAFDAC. So that, because he was saying that he had NAFDAC approval, so he wanted NAFDAC to explain to him, VDM, what the properties of the soap were and how NAFDAC checked to know that they relieved people of sufferings. So,
okay, let me first recognize those that just joined. Peter, Samuel, thanks for joining. You say you missed yesterday's episode. Wow, please don't miss it next time, but you still have opportunity to go and watch it. Vicky, thanks for joining. And well, some others that keeps rolling. Okay, now back to
that interesting topic. It was really insightful.
But let's please confirm. Let's confirm. Let's not be that we are talking to ourselves.
Can you see us? Can you hear us?
If you can see us and hear us, please just give us 7 in the chat box.
7 in the chat box, yeah.
If you can hear us and you can see us and that the sound is clear, please just give us 7 in the chat box. Because it's a child video.
No, seriously, because it got me thinking. It really got me thinking because I hadn't seen it that way. Because really, if you say that you're selling soap that alleviates sufferings for people, that when people use, their way will open and so many things, what was the yardstick for measuring? Is it that NAFDAC used the soap and the sufferings for their staff or their office stopped? I don't know.
Or the scientific.
Or there was a scientific way of investigating soap that is used to alleviate suffering. So,
okay, Obak Okwechime, thanks for joining. Okay, Peter Samuel has given us 7777.
Thank you.
So thank you. Now back to
this
VDM
discussion.
And Apostle Jeremiah.
Prophet Jeremiah.
A whole lot. But let us just hear him. Let us hear what we know. Give our view.
No, we're going to watch the portion that we're going to show you, because that was the first bit. VDM talked about the miracle soap, and he talked about the varied waters that the man was selling. Now, something else came up recently this week. It happened to be that Prophet Jeremiah was introducing perfume that he said that perfume was set to break the limit, so that people that things have not been working for will use it and it will enable them succeed. So let us play the video so you can listen for yourself, so that it won't be reported speech.
Okay. Please just find out if you can hear.
The smell, there's somebody who have the smell from the favor of God. I hear it.
Yeah.
So Jacob now went and his father Isaac said, go and upon the clean.
Is the sound? Can you hear the sound? If you can hear, just type 7. If you can't hear, type 5. I'll play it again.
The question here. the smell, you need to now increase it. You need to meet somebody that who have the smell of prosperity. You need to have the smell that somebody that who have the smell from the favor of God. Are you hearing me? So Jacob now went and his father Isaac said, "Go and smell like that."
So you can hear
that's how he succeeded. So this perfume you see is a powerful perfume.
Wow.
I used to spray you. You see it?
Very nice.
Break the limit. How you see it?
Very nice.
It's very nice, eh? Yes, break the limits. Break the limit. Break the limit. So there's a limit that you have. Some people they started wanted to build, they cannot. So you have to use this one. I will tell you when the time comes of it's a program. There's a program coming up. Break the limits. So there's a limit that there. I will tell you the secret how you're going to go about it. So that smell, this one is to overshadow the evil smell. We have to back it up with the word of God.
Okay. Would you want us to play it again?
All right. So you heard that, right?
For the clean
perfume, that the smell will overshadow the evil smell that hinders people from succeeding beyond a certain level.
Let's get to hear them. What do you think?
What do you guys think? Let's hear you.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Comfortable say, oh God,
God,
things are really happening though. Okay. Priscilla say, aha. Honora, thanks for joining. So what do you think? Let's have your views.
Some
know.
more.
Hey. We have 2 more videos, or more of other stories that we're going to play for you. Just hang in there. Oh, Ferdinand, thanks for joining. Comfortable say chai. Okay, let's tell them our own.
This clip reminds me about a word of knowledge, right? In church, one time that one guy came to church and there was a word of knowledge about a perfume that he had gone to collect from a prophetess on his way to church. And God said to him that if he used it, his own was finished. Now, it's just a reminder. I'm not talking about Prophet Jeremiah's perfume. You see, here on this program, Pastor O and I try not to judge anyone. We try not to judge anyone. We try not to talk about individuals. What we do is that things that come out on social media that are of public interest, we lend our voices and share our opinion as it pertains to guiding our mentees, so that it won't be that we're not talking and you're listening to only external voices. Let me put it that way. Okay, so coming to this matter here, you have heard Prophet Jeremiah. Now let's set it aside and let's talk our own. We're not talking his own, we're talking our own. Our own is, we would want you listening to us to know God for yourself. You must know God for yourself. Don't be like the wind. You blow here today, you blow there tomorrow. You don't even know tossed to and fro. You don't even know what is obtainable. You don't have a personal relationship with Christ. You cannot hear the voice of the Holy Spirit. Don't be like that. Because to be honest, your bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit. He ministers to you. You don't even need anyone externally to tell you this or tell you that. There are some things somebody will tell you. The Holy Spirit will just minister to your spirit that there's no road here. You know? Okay, so why are we saying this? Because we don't want anyone to practice adulterated Christianity. Honestly, because what we see these days, that's why I said we are saying our own. No? We just played what Prophet Jeremiah said, and we have forgotten about that one. Now we're not talking our own. Okay. You know, we look at social media and we see all sorts of things. You see people going to bath at the river. You see people going to do ram sacrifices at the river. You see people that are carrying the Bible. And yet there's something that they are tying inside their boxer.
waist or their pocket.
Or their pocket. They have it in their pocket for protection.
Or even their neck.
And at the end of the day, thank you. And even wearing on their neck or on their waist anyway. And at the end of the day, that is why this Christianity does not work for some people. You know, they'll tell you, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to God what belongs to God. It doesn't make sense because you're misinterpreting and misquoting that verse of scriptures. Okay, so I would want to appeal to everybody to learn to worship God in spirit and in truth. And that is when God will come true for you. You will make God uncomfortable if you're doing you know, you collect this one, you join. You collect this one. That's why I use the word adulterated Christianity. And sometimes when you're looking for something else, you lose the one that you're holding. And I'll explain it. I don't know how many of you remember the movie Living in Bondage. You know, that very nice movie that they did one time. Kenneth Okonkwo them. You know that movie, Living in Bondage? Do you know the favorite phrase in that movie? Let me remind you. Polo. Do you know what it means? It was that time that Polo took him to go and get initiated. So he go home and he was just, you know, lamenting that, Polo did not explain everything to me. And to be honest, that is still the situation today. You see those people that tell you, let us go here and let us go there. They don't explain everything. They can just be telling you, mola, 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 mola. So all you're hearing is mola. All you're thinking is mola. All you're seeing is mola. Okay, fine. When you have that mola, did they tell you that your kidney will stop working? What it happens? There are some people that have mola, but they have left men to something else. Their kidney is no more working. And there are some people that will have that mola, so much mola, but they don't explain to you that your lifespan has been tampered with. So a lot of things go on. People don't really explain to you, because let me tell you the truth. If I were to be, let me just say, if I were to be a native doctor, for instance, if I were to be a native doctor, why would I want to make you wealthy? Have I finished making my entire village wealthy? Why you? If it's that easy, if not so it is easy, I will now come and give you the formula when I've not given my parents, I've not given my siblings, I've not given my husband, my children. Most times, these people that teach you that way, look at their lifestyle now. The person that is going to Gunyegi way, how many gets? You know, so we just want you to have these things in mind, especially young people, because when they bring all these quick solutions, they look so rosy, but they are not as simple as that. They're not just as simple as they seem. So that's why when this issue came up, we just said, we will play it for you. You will listen. We will know how you feel and what you think. And then we can discuss it. Because a lot of people have been roped into what they do not even understand. In fact, what was explained to them was just a percentage, maybe 1% of the 100%. What they have gotten into, they don't know 99 of it. They know only 1%. So that's why we just said that we'll come here
and we'll share
the information with you and tell you that a lot of things have repercussions. Okay?
Thank you, Edith. Ododogo. Thank you, Chimamaka Madekwe. And well, if we can't speak your name, don't feel offended. Wow, okay, Obaka, Innocent, Nora,
Favor,
Peter, Samuel. Okay.
Favor, praise.
Okay. All right. So
that's it for that. And I think I actually want to see comments in the comment section so that we'll know if anyone else has another opinion. Because this is opinion time. You talk your own, I talk my own. So the prophet talked his own. I'm not faulting the one he talked. He has talked his own.
We
just came to talk our own.
And you can talk your own.
So that you can talk your own. So that tomorrow you just talk your own, I talk my own. So that tomorrow somebody will not come and say,
you don't let me talk.
Pastor Ifeoma was criticizing Professor. I don't criticize anybody. He talked his own.
We talk our own. You talk your own. No.
You talk your own.
Okay, we'll go to the next story.
Okay. So the next story is still on Very Dark Man. I find Very Dark Man interesting. You know, he has his issues, but he's quite an interesting young man. Okay, so he's been doing something lately, helping people to recover their money. Okay, so recently he brought to fore the issue of B-Lord. Actually, there is an app that B-Lord billionaire uses, deployed for people, and people have been using it, and allegedly, they've been losing money. Okay, so I think Very Dark Man tried to reach him so that he could try and look into the anomaly and correct whatever it was. But I think B-Lord got upset and said a lot of uncanny things, you know, and so on and so forth. And that was it. They couldn't resolve. And this week we hear that he has been arrested. He's in detention right now. I'm talking about B-Lord. Okay, he's in detention right now. And why this issue is of interest to us is that we just want to tell people that so many things can be nipped in the bud. It doesn't really have to escalate. If people can just be humble, you know, rather than flaunt who you know and the contacts and the connections you have, you know, just think about humanity. Think about the suffering masses. Think about people that whatever it is you are doing has affected negatively. Do you understand? So I think that's about that, so that you always put others into consideration. See how the economy is. And just because people want to use an app to make one transfer or to pay bills and so on and so forth, so many people have been losing money with evidences, with receipts, and they've been sending it to Very Dark Man. That's
even
why
B-Lord should be aware too.
Yes, even B-Lord should be aware too.
Settling the matter.
Instead of settling the matter, he sent out a message on social media that people should go to their offices, blah, blah, blah. And people were going to the offices, but they were not getting resolution. Anyway.
Faith Oli, thanks so much. You know, the Bible in Matthew chapter 5, verse 25, you know, it actually talks about this matter.
Okay.
And it says, settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court.
Interesting.
Do it while you are still together on the way. Or your adversary may hand you over to the judge. And the judge may hand you over to the officer. And you may be thrown into prison.
Isn't
Now
it
he's
interesting?
he's
that Everything
been
in life is
arrested.
in scriptures.
You know.
Isn't it interesting?
Very, very.
Very, very that things that happen
Mhm.
these days,
Just find
we're
a way of
already in the
settling it
scriptures.
quickly.
Mm.
Settle as quickly as possible. You know.
Okay. We said okay at the same time. See,
Mhm.
telepathy.
Mm.
All right, so we move on to the next story. The next story happens to be Daddy Freeze's wife. You know, we're just watching. Will I call it a broadcast that she did?
Lucy, thanks for joining.
She did a broadcast. So, what was the issue? I think there's this issue that they have about she dating Daddy Freeze and getting married to Daddy Freeze before her divorce was over.
Mhm.
And I think she had some things to say about that because she said if the judicial system lasts for up to 10 years,
10 years, 10 to
uh-huh,
12 years.
and if she was the one that filed for the divorce, that nobody should now come and tell her she committed whatever. I'm not going to use the word. We're going to play the clip so you can hear her and we can discuss it. So let's play the clip.
Okay. Faith Oli, thanks for joining.
Ever change. No matter how they try to disguise it. I filed. And I remember quite clearly in court, my lawyer asked them if they have any evidence whatsoever to show that I knew who Daddy Freeze was or Daddy Freeze knew who I was before 2012. They should bring the evidence forward. Up until today, no singular evidence to show that I knew who Daddy Freeze was before I filed for a divorce. So I filed for a divorce on the grounds of different sexual orientation. That was why I filed. Toxic marriage, battery, those were the grounds on which I filed. That is in my court documents and it can never change. And should they have any evidence contrary to that, we are currently in the Supreme Court, so they should bring all the evidence to the Supreme Court. Like I said, I am not here to explain anything to anyone other than the fact that the adultery tag on my forehead is not the reason why I filed for a divorce. I filed for a divorce. I filed from my ex based on different sexual orientation. He's still alive. He has messages. There are evidence. There are letters. At any point in time, the Supreme Court can subpoena MTN. Oh yes, they can subpoena MTN and bring forward text messages. If need be, that can be done in court.
Okay, I don't think the extra started from the beginning. Let's see. Let's just for the benefit of. Let's see if
So play it again.
Explain
Okay,
anything to
that's fine.
anyone.
Okay.
But I am here because I think I owe it to the number of women that I have encouraged over the past few years to come out of toxic marriages. I think I owe it to them to know that they should never ever keep silent when they feel they are being bullied. When they feel that they don't have a voice. There are so many women I have helped to come out of toxic marriages, just like I have done mine. And there are so many out there that are too afraid to come out because they see the comments like, oh, taste buds, she's an adulteress. I am doing it for them. I'm not doing it for me. You can put the adulteress tag on my forehead, right? If divorcing my ex 12 years ago and starting a relationship before the end of my 10-year divorce lawsuit makes me an adulteress, I am going to wear that tag like a crown with pride on my forehead. For every woman going through a divorce that believes that because our judicial system takes 10 years to 12 years and even more to issue a divorce certificate. If those women believe that because they are going through a 10-year divorce, a 12-year divorce, they don't have the right to find love, they don't have the right to move on with their lives, I am doing it for those women. If you put the adulteress tag on my forehead, I will wear it with pride. I divorced my ex 12 years ago. I filed for the divorce. So if they're trying to change the narrative to make it look like I was caught in an adultery and he divorced me, that is not the case. I filed for a divorce from my ex based on our sexual differences, our sexual orientation. We have different sexual orientations. That is the story. That is the story that can never, ever change. No matter how they try to disguise it. I filed. And I remember quite clearly in court, my lawyer asked them if they have any evidence whatsoever to show that I knew who Daddy Freeze was, or Daddy Freeze knew who I was before 2012. They should bring the evidence forward. Up until today, no singular evidence to show that I knew who Daddy Freeze was before I filed for a divorce. So I filed for a divorce on the grounds of different sexual orientation. That was why I filed. Toxic marriage, battery, those were the grounds on which I filed. That is in my court documents and it can never change. And should they have any evidence contrary to that, we are currently in the Supreme Court, so they should bring all the evidence to the Supreme Court. Like I said, I am not here to explain anything to anyone other than the fact that the adultery tag on my forehead is not the reason why I filed for a divorce. I filed for a divorce. I filed from my ex based on different sexual orientation. He's still alive. He has messages. There are evidence. There are letters. At any point in time, the Supreme Court can subpoena MTN. Oh yes, they can subpoena MTN and bring forward text messages. If need be, that can be done in court.
Okay.
Explain anything to anyone.
Hey.
Extremely interesting. Okay, so what is actually bringing about this discussion is the fact that the courts had asked Daddy Freeze to pay 5 million for, I don't want to use the word, okay, 5 million for getting involved with someone's wife when divorce was not true yet. So initially,
Piano.
okay, Pastor O don't talk his own.
You talk your own.
Okay, so Daddy Freeze was told to pay 5 million for doing piano with someone's wife. Okay, so basically he had agreed he was going to pay the 5 million, but I think
now did another
he now did U-turn.
U-turn.
He now did U-turn and said he's not going to pay. So they're contesting it and bringing up the arguments. So basically, we've listened to them, and the truth of the matter is the fact that the law is the law. Okay, so I want Pastor O, because we said it's a learning point. So let's just discuss it so people can actually know what the true situation is. I feel for her. I understand what she's explaining. I feel for her, because you know what it is when you file for divorce and it takes 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and so on and so forth. And it does get cold in the night.
Okay.
So you can actually come up with all the arguments. You can come up with all the arguments.
And all the permutations.
Yes, but what does the law say?
The law is the law. Okay. Well, just as you said, we actually felt for her, because according to her, that it took almost 10 years from the day she filed for divorce up to, and I think even now they are headed to Supreme Court or they are in Supreme Court. But you see, when it comes to the law, we want each and every one of us to be learned, to know what the law says. I am not a lawyer. Pastor Efoma is not a lawyer, but we do know, okay, that there is difference between there are various stages when it comes to divorce proceedings.
Yes.
Okay. So even if you approach court to resolve your marriage, and your partner also said no objection to that, that does not give either of you freedom to go and remarry until the court comes out with their own pronouncement. Okay. So in this case, there's what we call, by the time you file for divorce, there are procedures. First, the court will call both of you, okay, and you will plead your argument, your reasons why you want the marriage to be dissolved. The other person will also come up and say, okay, the marriage should not be dissolved based on so and so, or that the marriage should be dissolved based on so and so. And the court will look at all that. If you have children, the court will, okay, who should be in custody of the children, properties acquired in the course of that marriage, what will happen to the property and all that. The court will look at that. And now, they first of all come up with what we call decree nisi. Okay? Decree nisi. The court is saying, they have looked at your argument. They looked at the other person's argument. They looked at the circumstances surrounding all that you people have said. And they feel that actually there is sense in what you people are saying, that you do not want this marriage again, or that this marriage cannot hold.
Can no longer
peace must reign. That's what that decree nisi is saying. Then, after the decree nisi, the court can still have another period of time, depend on the jurisdiction, depend on your area. Sometimes maybe 6 weeks, sometimes maybe 3 months, sometimes maybe 6 months. It depends. Then they will now, during that period, they will still be observing. Court will just carry their meter, looking at this one, looking at this one.
Because there's still room for reconciliation.
Looking at the children, looking at everybody. Okay? And they will now come up. If after looking and they say, we don't check. But you don't sour. Pepper no go fit make this one come back. Salt no go fit even add to the taste. So
even if you put
sugar, you put honey, you put any seasoning, like the court will now say, they will put stamp. Boom. Go your both ways. It becomes now a decree absolute. It's only at that point that two of you are now free to go your separate ways and marry whoever you want to marry. Prior to that time, if any of you should go and do piano, and the law catches you, boom, you go for it.
I like that word. You said the law catches you. The truth of the matter is, if you're not caught, it's fine. But when you're caught,
boom, that is it. Because they will tell you, once it has happened, it has happened. It is, by that time, you might be speaking grammar. It is what it is.
Part of what she said is that when men go ahead and get married, because this was just an extract. But she went on to say, when men go ahead to get married, nobody bothers. But when it's ladies, I don't think that is actually the case. The case is that men may sneak and go and do
piano.
The traditional. Pay dowry and not make it public.
And also not make it formal.
And not make it formal. And they'll tell you they've done nothing.
It's for you to not prove
exactly
that they did something. And if you can prove it and it's confirmed, then we go in for it.
So with what Pastor O has explained, it's how you manage it. For as long as you flaunt it, for as long as you flaunt it, then the court can now say you have crossed the boundary.
Yes.
So I think that is what it is in this case.
And if you are a lawyer, if I'm wrong, please.
Yes, please tell us
we
in the
stand to
chat
be-
box.
If we are wrong, please, we stand to be
Tell us in
corrected.
the chat box.
As I said, I gave a caveat. I'm not a lawyer. Pastor Efuma is also not a lawyer.
Not like, but we actually know. We have,
idea,
you know,
some knowledge.
knowledge.
You know,
Okay.
so,
So,
Abigail, thanks for joining. She's saying she was late today. Mhm. Okay, Innocent, say yes. So thank you, Daddy, and okay.
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 During this 10
Peter
years
Peter
of
said
waiting
during this day. Okay, read it, please.
During these 10 years of waiting for court judgment, what if one of them by or women in the process?
That's another thing, because women means
There's nothing you can do about it.
In fact, whichever comes first, we actually dissolve the marriage.
There's
If one
nothing
women, then
that's
they don't
it.
payment now. The other person cannot go and remarry because the contract has
It's
ended.
over.
You know.
You know, when people are taking the vows,
They will tell
you know,
you,
they said
women
until women do them pass.
pass.
So if women happens, that is even the end. You don't even need to proceed with anything. But the truth of the matter is, I think what we should be advocating for is for our judiciary to quicken up, to be
Yes.
revitalized. You know, I think that's where we should concentrate on. But for as long as they take how long they take to get to decree absolute, anything you do,
You will face the
you will face the
consequences.
consequences.
So even after they were granted decree nisi, it still does not give you
It does
that
not give you
permission
that
or right
permission.
to go and remarry. You know, it doesn't. So we should tread
And then this
cautiously.
issue, it wasn't just even about the marriage, it was also about even having a child. So there is evidence. This one, there's evidence. So it's not, nobody can just whisk it away. Okay, so that's it for that. We move on to the next story. Now, this next story, honestly, I don't understand. I have
looked at it with Onyoko meter,
with side eye,
with front eye.
front eye. My brain could not just process it. I've tried, I just could not get my hand around it. You see, it's not even just the issue at stake. It's the fact that these days, the audacity, people used to come out to social media and say so much. One day I called Pastor O, I said, Pastor O, sit down beside me. I said, Pastor O, values are gone. People hardly see things now as wrong. You know, you can come down and tell somebody that a human being went and did so and so with an ANIMAL. You know, you will hear, so there will be one person that will tell you, and so,
why no mind your business?
And so,
What it concern you?
You know, you now tell somebody that, so and so person got into an argument with the wife and something, and she, you will see somebody justify why it happened, and so on and so forth. I mean, even to degrees that are unexplainable. So this particular one, before I say anything, let's play it. Let's play it. Somebody is using her mouth to tell what she does, her profession. Let's play it.
There is nothing. So how you go? At this point in my life, it's convenient for me to date a married man. Very convenient. I don't think I'm destroying anybody's home because their husband is my supposed boyfriend. That's not my business. You meet married men that 6 months, 3 months, they don't have sex at home. But they want to you every day. They come to their girlfriend's house. They want, as they enter, they want just they do. But at home, there is nothing. So how you go? So that's my fault that you're not having fun at home and then you can have that fun with me a million times in a day if you so wish, you will always come to me.
Once the man is married,
Yes.
he should be out of bounds.
For who?
How is it your
Life
fault?
is preference, right? I like to date married men. You cannot date married men. Let me do what works for me. Primary thing that keeps that man coming back is the sex. It's not anything. No. I'm gonna go into sex a little bit.
Tell me more, mommy.
There are women at home that their husbands make passes at them, tries to touch them, and they are not interested. We, that is outside, we make your life a lot easier. You come, we rub your head, we pull your shoe, we massage your feet. This the wife won't do at home in most cases. She doesn't have time. Me, I have the whole day. I have the whole time in the world. So I'm sitting on his laps, he's grabbing my butt, or he's seeing my butt. My nipples are all over his face. Available for him to touch.
Okay. You got that?
So you heard her now.
Ah,
That is
I
it. She
can-
did not cover
I-
her face. So
you know, Confabella said, is she serious at all?
she did not cover her face.
Abigail said, no shame.
She not
Confabella said, now wow. You
yourself
know?
that you're reading. You're just reading everything. And so, oh,
Mhm.
hey,
Anyway, but so that we don't lose
Anyway.
track of what one suggestion that Peter Samuel said. He said, I think I'm of the opinion that, or he's suggesting that National Assembly should pass law that we make the court, the court proceeding for divorce cases, to be hastened, to be quick. Okay, that's we hope they are
interesting.
hearing, so it should be
Maybe
able
you
to do
should tag
something.
them.
Mm.
Peter, maybe you should tag them so they can come and hear. Okay, so you see, this is the Honest Bunch, Nedu Wazobia's program, podcast. Okay, so where people come and say all sorts of things that are honest. So this is a lady telling us her lifestyle.
Mhm.
And true, even till now, I still don't know what to say.
And sorry, dear.
Yeah.
We had to mute some of the, the words
The
that
words.
should not be because of
Community
Community
standards. We didn't
standards,
want
so
to
that's
just,
why.
so we muted some words. But this is somebody
But you
telling
just said
you,
it. Bwah, bwah.
this is somebody
You
telling
know?
you with open eyes and with her full chest that this is what she does. So before your husband will get home, you leave a video. He will have entered a gutter and taken care of.
Mhm.
No remorse, no regrets.
Mm.
Now, wow. You know what even got to me first is that this is a very beautiful lady.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering that
I had bright
What-
future.
why would somebody want to change herself? Why are you interested in caring for someone's own instead of having your own? I don't know. These are the questions that came to my mind when I was trying so hard to process it. Don't you want your own? And then you're helping married women. Did any of them come to ask for that help?
They
Yeah.
complain.
Did they complain? You're helping somebody who hasn't asked for the help. Guys. Oh, it is well. They say that thing that you just go and hide and wedge, that it has a specific flavor to it that is sweet. But honestly, things that are sweet like that also have their other side. So many things come out from. Think about it. If God says, don't do this, and you try to normalize it and you're doing it
And try to justify
and trying
it.
to justify it, do you actually think it's okay? Because scripture even goes as far as calling them strange. But basically, okay. Now, let me now say something important. What I want to say is to married women. I think it's time you buckle up. I think it's time you measure up. I think it's time you stop seeing yourself just as a married woman. I think this is the time for you to have a paradigm shift and put on the side chick attitude, garments, and everything,
In
you
your
know,
marriage.
in your marriage. This is time to brace up and spice up your marriage. The full clip of this is on Nedu Wazobia's page, Honest Bunch, his Honest Bunch page. So maybe you should just go, search for it, and watch, listen. Now you're not listening to judge this woman. She's not our issue. She's not our issue. Our issue is that all those things she said she does, it's time married women start doing them. So there won't be any need for anybody's husband to stop at a quarter before getting to finish this thing. So I think that's my word for today. Everybody should go to. Shebi, it is to remove your jacket, remove your shoe and your socks. Kneel down to give you water to drink, give you water to wash your hand, bring a moist towel for you to clean your face, put AC for you, Abby, give you hot food, give you hot drink, massage your neck, massage your back, tell you what you want to hear. He had, had me, make you know hard now. Had me. That's why when I tell people that this one ain't going nowhere, see the side chick here. They don't understand. Because I have fastened my seat belt. So everyone should go ahead and fasten their seat belts. So that's the takeaway from that clip. It's not about condemning or criticizing anybody.
Yes, you actually said it all. There's a saying in my place that now building where for now make good climber. If the building is standing, have you ever seen goat climbing a standing building? Goat can't. But let that building fall. Goat will climb it. Okay. So now the lady said what she said because she had a market. Okay. People saw her market and patronized her. If married men don't patronize her, she will be out of job. And those men that are patronizing her, they have their wives at home. And that was what Pastor Efoma said. If their wives had to do their homework well, if they did their homework well, the man will not have time to even look outside.
Honestly.
And we have, because she said so many things there. And interestingly, we have some recorded videos on some of those things. There was a video we did, what you have to do as a lady to spice up your marriage.
It's on the page, but it's down.
What you have to do for your man not to look outside. What you have to do to be your man's side chick. We said all that.
We also talked about on the page.
Sexual incompatibility and all that is there. We have a whole lot of videos. And maybe, just maybe, we may have to touch on some of those things once a year. But you can go back and call them up and listen to them. It will help you in your relationship.
Exactly. And that big girl, you're right. You're right. So if he goes, because I read what you just wrote, if he goes and buys the clothes himself and tells you that he likes seeing you in this sort of, why not? Wear them for him. In fact, I'm even very happy that he did that, because some people will not tell you. So if you actually want and bought the clothes, wear them. There was a time I used to tie wrapper a lot. Every time I was tying wrapper. Until something like this happened and I had to talk to myself. Honestly, when I am in the house now, I wear serious bomb shorts.
Yes, so.
Don't play. Don't play. Are you gonna learn?
Priscilla will say.
Don't play. Are you gonna learn?
Okay.
In the voice of very dark man.
Okay.
There's no holier than thou there.
Not at all.
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you know, all this, I'm tired. Every time
Mm.
they're talking to you, I'm
You're
tired.
tired.
Hey,
Okay.
try you.
Some other persons
Try.
out there might not be tired. And
Try.
that's what the lady, said.
And you see, once they go out, they have gone. So just try. Before they come back, just make sure you get yourself ready. Take a hot bath. Just try.
Priscilla said, Mommy, they feel you. Okay.
Ah, hey, Priscilla, they'll give you private lessons.
Okay.
And they'll give you private tutorials.
Hey. Mhm. Okay, I think, wow, it's 10 p.m. and it's time.
We'll call it a night.
If there are comments, please just put them in the chat box and we will respond. We will respond.
Yes.
It's another.
So please, if you got value from these discussions, kindly let us know in the chat box.
And if you really got value and you want us to believe that you got value, why don't you let your friends know?
Yes.
Because we are here every day, 9 p.m.
And if
every
you can
day
be gaining a lot of value, bring other people.
Bring other people, let them also
so
benefit.
They can also benefit.
So see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. But before that time, by 6 a.m., we still have opportunity to be with you where we declare and prophesy into your day during the morning devotion. It's
Yes.
6 a.m. Just 1 hour, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Okay.
And
we'll be receiving testimonies.
Can you see those
and
testimonies?
If you look on the page right now, there's something you'll see. It tells you to subscribe. Okay, because we now have the subscribe button there.
Yes.
And we're
Courtesy of Meta.
Courtesy of Meta.
Look at what we have been doing. And they
are giving us the opportunity to give subscribers some extra perks that are not available to everyone.
To non-subscribers.
To non-subscribers. Okay, so once you subscribe, we have some special packages for you. So you may wish to click on the subscribe button and see what is there. Okay.
Yes. All right.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.